morning. I'm in Delhi airport and soon I'm about to head to a very special destination. I think it's 3:20 in the morning and I'm freaking tired, but I've got a flight to catch in like 2 hours. So I just rested up in this little hotel room inside the airport. So let's get going. I just had a shave as well. Just trying to keep my skin nice and smooth for what's coming up. I'm heading to a very special destination. So the surprise is that I'm heading to Leh in Ladakh for the 3rd time, and it's going to be different this time. So it's 4:20 in the morning. There's like 2 hours before I board my flight, so obviously I came to my favourite place, McDonald's. And after I smashed down this chicken burger, I'm going to write down all the places that I'm going to visit in Ladakh, and it's just going to be an amazing time. I'm going to take you guys to the world's highest road, the official world's highest road, Umlingla Pass. And in addition to that, I'm going to try and get permission to visit Hanli and all those like restricted areas. So good luck to me. And I'm going to meet up with Tundup at Leh airport, and we're going to go around. He's going to take me around as my tour guide kind of thing. He's got great experience with travelling around Ladakh, so alright, see you soon. I got new pants for you because you keep fucking teasing my other pants.
The same pants that you keep wearing every time you come.
The same pants that I've worn like 3-4 times in India now.
Is it not the same pants that you have last time?
Yeah, man. They're my favorite ones.
That hole is probably from the shop, man.
Yeah, no, this hole's from in Australia. These holes are from here. Literally, I just landed, and in the airport they're talking about, oh, make sure you allow like 48 hours rest up, and then Tundup picks me up and he's like, man, we're going to Sanskar right now.
You don't need to acclimatize, do you?
No, man, I acclimatized last year.
Nah, you
in November when I came here last time.
Man, so you don't need to
yeah, fuck that, man. Who needs that shit? It's not like I'm going to Kardungla or something, right? Like I mean, Kardungla is high, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like we're going that high. We're just going to. It's like 3,000 meters or something.
But it's pretty high, man, Zanskar.
Fuck
and
yeah.
You know.
Bro, bring it on. What's the worst thing that can happen is you can vomit or something, and
yeah,
who cares? Yeah. We're gonna go to Manali, and then from Manali, Leh to Manali, we're gonna head to like Uttarakhand and Nepal and just have like the crazy Himalayan mountain adventure, and then from there we'll come back via Srinagar to Leh. Oh man, I can't wait. Are you excited, bro? Yep. Yeah, me too. So we're just setting up the bikes. We've got 2 Himalayans, and we've got the pack mule at the back. Bullet 500 at the back, driven by Bhavan. I think he's going to carry all the weight, poor guy. And if you just have a look over here, you got the Himalayan over here and another Himalayan over here. Tundup's Himalayan, which has been designed by some Korean people.
Korean, man.
It's a good design job. Hello. Julie.
Makes me nervous, man.
For this? You can speak Hindi for my Hindi audience? Because I don't know Hindi. Do you know Hindi?
Not that much.
Oh, okay. That's right. He does, eh?
Yeah.
He does, eh? But you know more Hindi than me, so... Because you understand 100%, right? Yeah, you understand it all. Yo.
Man, you need to carry...
Man, I'm dizzy. Currently on the way to Taglang. Yeah, currently on the way to Taglang top. On the way to Manali. Man, it's like it's 2:38 in the afternoon. We've got like 2 hours of daylight left. Probably gonna have to ride in the nighttime, in the darkness. It's already cold enough as it is, man. It's according to this, it's 2 degrees right now. That's fucking crazy. 2 degrees. Tundup's bike's facing some issues regarding the high altitude and the carburetor, so he's trying to fix that now. And I'm feeling the altitude sickness because I was in Delhi earlier today at an altitude of like, literally this morning, at an altitude of like 300 meters, and now I'm at 4,245 meters and still climbing up to like 5,000 plus. Oh yeah, I love that shit. You love that shit? Yep. You just do whatever you normally do, man. I'm getting like cinematic shots, bro.
Yeah, man.
You look like a fucking sick cunt.
94% battery.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you know what happens when you go to warm again, the battery comes back.
Yeah.
It's weird, yeah.
What?
Yeah, man. Let some smoke out, bro, just slow motion. Like a badass, bro, like you're in a movie right now.
I can't do it, man.
Check it, every day we're getting it. Hey, check it, put the place up. Yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo. I'm a chaser, face up. Now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego. I'ma take her, shake her. Yeah, she was a born shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a road when we came out there. We settle facts like Da Vinci. I break your codes and break your backs. Come on, get you out of if you slipping. Put another smile like it was the last Christmas.
So I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I trust these guys. Very confident in their mechanical abilities. I think Bhavan is trying to fuse some kind of wire so they can do something to the carburetor here. The Himalayans having some problems regarding the air to fuel ratio in the carburetor and all that because of high altitude. Stuck in the middle of nowhere, man. Look at this. And so at about 12 o'clock this morning, or 12 o'clock this afternoon, we left Leh with a very spontaneous plan. The plan was to head to Manali and then go from Manali to wherever we wanted. Quite exciting plan, and it's something I wanted to do for a long time. I've never done Leh to Manali road, and I've just really been looking forward to doing that road, man. So fucking hopefully we get there. We will get there. And Manali is like 500 kilometers from Leh, and usually it takes about 17 hours. So we're going to stop off in Sochu on the way, or Pang, whichever one we'll get to without dying. So it should be good.
Your hands in the air, we'll be alright. That's right. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your style. And I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. I ain't kidding, I just wanna have ya. Ain't kidding,
at your smile. Really wanna get to know you better. Loving every minute we're together. A king, a queen to be. If I pop the question on my knees, cause you kill a competition. Got a body divine with a vision. Wanna see you move, hurry up before I lose, I'm addicted to your hot kiss. I can't take it no more. Put your hands in the air, we'll be alright. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your style. And I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. I ain't kidding, I just wanna have you. Ain't kidding, I just gotta have you.
Find me in the bar, I ain't going outside. In this cold ass winter, gotta roll up and out. See it from afar, got my thoughts in the sky. Where we used to kiss, sunshine, shit and wild. You gotta call me every day, pretend you're my baby. I see more real out there lately, it's crazy. Yeah, we could be the same as we claim in this kingdom shit and keep it tame. Come on, baby girl, we're not the same. Two different speeds, but we keep it one lane. Yeah, what goes around comes around. Keep 100, y'all. Do this for my soul like a dawn. Put the stereo on.
So right now I'm just out in the middle of nowhere. That's how I like to be. Just riding around these dirt trails. And the other day, you guys really wouldn't understand what happened towards the end. So the plan was the spontaneous, dumbest idea that Tundup and I could come up with was to do Leh to Manali on the first day of me arriving here. So I came from Delhi 200 meters and I went to Leh 3,500 meters, and then we decided to go Leh to Manali all of a sudden. Like within 2 hours of me landing, I'm riding Leh to Manali and I'm on freaking Taglang top 5,300 meters. So an altitude increase of 5,100 meters within like a few hours. Dumbest idea that any human has ever come up with. So they always warn you at the airport, and every local always says, oh, make sure you rest up so that you don't get altitude sickness. And I was like, whatever man, I'm not gonna get altitude sickness. I already acclimatized last year. And obviously I knew acclimatization doesn't work like that, but I was just being a cocky bastard. And sometimes I think I'm tougher than I really am. So I put that toughness to the test. We rode to Taglang top. Before I even reached Taglang top, man, and we were standing on the side of the road where Tundup's bike was having some issues. And he was trying to fix the carburetor issue. I was like lying on the road because I was feeling quite sick. I was feeling like dizzy and I felt like vomiting and stuff. But I was like, nah man, it'll go away. So I was looking at the altitude on my watch at that moment and I thought, man, I'm already at like 4,000 meters. What's another 1,300 meters gonna do? It won't do anything to me. Other than being cold, it's not gonna do anything. So then we continued riding. The ride up to Taglang top, man, it was like the longest ride of my life. I was like freezing. My bloody legs were like completely frozen and numb, and I didn't even feel like stopping at the top, man. And I was in so much pain. I was dizzy, and every single winding road, every single hairpin turn was just making me dizzier and dizzier. And eventually we reached the top. And then I'm like, okay, sweet, look, I've survived so far, now we can descend. So we started descending, and then we reached more, I don't know how to say it, more plains or Mori plains, and that's just like about 4,500 meters high. It's pretty damn high, man, Mori plains. And I was basically riding along that. It's a straight line, so you can get up to like 80 or 90 kilometers an hour. So I was doing like 80 or 90 so that we can reach our destination quicker, all of us were. And at the same time, I was freezing so bad, man. It was like minus 12, minus 13 degrees or something. And guess what I was wearing? I was wearing my pants at the top and one like a layer of thermal pants below that. And the thermal pants kind of had rolled up halfway up my lower leg. So the bottom section of my lower leg was like just getting blasted with wind and was just freezing up. Eventually we reached Pang, right? And at this time of year, they call the Leh to Manali road like the road where it's no man's land. If you want to die at this time of year, go to the Leh to Manali road because there's no one there. So we reached Pang, and there was literally like a little old lady there with a small like restaurant tent type setup with her like blankets and little fireplace inside. And I jumped off the bike, man, and I was like stumbling towards her. I was like stumbling towards her in pain. I was like, I can't feel my fucking leg. I was like, little old lady, I can't feel my fucking legs. I was like, fuck. I was like screaming and stuff, man. I literally was. Because not only could I not feel my legs when I touched them, I was getting severe pain in my legs as well. So I was like screaming at the little old lady, you know, like with all the good intentions, just kind of begging for help. I didn't mean to scare her, but she understood my pain. So quickly she took me inside. Tundup and Bhavan were fine because they had more layers of clothes. They had already acclimatized because they're locals and they live here. And the little old lady dragged me inside and put me in front of the fireplace like straight away. Man, this is how cold my legs were. The fire was on. I had my left leg like next to the fire for a good like 20-25 minutes, and my pants started burning. Like it started burning through my pants, yet I could not feel any heat on my leg. And that carried on for like the next hour and a half or so, and eventually my leg went from like being really pale to kind of having the color return, and I could start feeling my leg again. So that was better. But then the altitude sickness kicked in, and I was like dizzy. I was sitting there, I was like passing out, man. I was sitting by the fire and I was literally like losing consciousness, in and out of consciousness. And Tundup saw that. And so what Tundup did was he took me inside the place where the beds were, and they just covered me in like 4 or 5 blankets. And all night, man, I just froze. I was freezing all night. I had the worst headache. It felt like my head was gonna explode. So I didn't get any sleep. I was awake all night, and eventually Tundup, the little old lady, and Bhavan all saw, when I kept getting up and vomiting again and again, that something was not right. Like I had to be taken out of there, man. Otherwise it was a matter of like life and death. My head felt like it was gonna explode. And if you know anything about altitude sickness, which I didn't know much at the time, if you don't descend immediately, you can get blood clots in your brain or other parts of your body. And a blood clot in the brain would lead to either getting mentally disabled in some way or dying. So by like some miraculous luck, God had, if there's a God, if God exists, thank you very much for sending that taxi. There was a random taxi coming from Manali to Leh, and he stopped by that restaurant because Tundup must have tracked him down or something. And he told the guy, man, you really got to make room. You really got to make room for one of our guys. He's like dying from altitude sickness. So the taxi guy, he grabbed me, put me in the back of the taxi, right, and they took me back to Leh. And man, as I started like slowly descending altitude towards Leh, I felt so much better, man. Like I went from feeling like I was gonna die, and eventually like 6, 7, 8 hours later, when we did reach Leh, I felt so much better, man. I was like relaxed, and I didn't need to go to hospital anymore. So that's a lesson for you guys. If you're suffering from altitude sickness, make sure you descend, and you'll be fine. All right. So there you go. There's a tip for you. And love the army guys around here. They're good blokes and really friendly. And whenever they're going past me, just give them a wave if you're ever up in Leh Ladakh. Anyway, so I learnt my lesson the hard way. I survived. I won't ever do anything stupid like that. You guys feel free to call me an idiot, call me a retard, call me a dumbass, call me whatever you want, but just realize that I really struggled, man, and I learnt my lesson the hard way. And when you learn your lesson through experience, you'll never repeat those mistakes again. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed that first near-death vlog on the first day of my trip. Boom.
Your hands in the air, we'll be alright. That's right. You keep messing up my mind, but I love your sound. And I'm loving your lips like a candy bar. I Ain't kidding, I just wanna have ya. Ain't kidding, I just gotta have ya. Girl, you like an uncut diamond. Every time when you put your smile on, really wanna get to know you better. Loving every minute we're together. A king, a queen to be.